dark and desolate wilderness of North America, nestled amidst towering trees and whispering winds, there existed a small village known as Salem. But this was no ordinary town. For Salem was a place where shadows danced at noon and fear stalked the very air you breathed. You see, in 1692, a series of events occurred that turned this seemingly idyllic community into a cauldron of suspicion and despair. It all began when a group of young girls started exhibiting strange behaviors, fits, contortions, and even speaking in tongues. Their odd actions were like the tremors of an earthquake, sending shockwaves of confusion and alarm through the tightly knit community. The townspeople, caught in the grip of an unseen terror, desperately sought answers, plunging them into a spiral of accusations and fear. Amidst this chaos, three sisters, Rebecca Nurse, Mary Easty, and Sarah Cloyce, found themselves at the center of a terrifying nightmare. They were accused of being witches, their names synonymous with evil and darkness. Now, these weren't just any women. They were pillars of the community, respected, God-fearing individuals whose only crime seemed to be their close ties to the afflicted girls. Their arrest and subsequent trials were a turning point in the saga of Salem, marking a descent into madness and brutality. Their trials would become a grim spectacle, a display of fear and prejudice that would stain the annals of history. As the trials commenced, these sisters became symbols of a community lost to fear, their fates intertwined with the dark narrative of the Salem Witch Trials. But did they really deserve this fate? Did these seemingly innocent women really conspire with the devil? Or were they merely victims of a mass hysteria, sacrificed at the altar of fear? Today, we are going to delve deep into the harrowing tales of Rebecca Nurse, Mary Easty, and Sarah Cloyce, three sisters who became entangled in the sinister web of the Salem Witch Trials. Join us as we uncover the truth behind their accusations, the strength they displayed in the face of adversity, and the profound impact their stories had on shaping one of the darkest chapters in human history. In the year 1692, the village of Salem was thrown into turmoil by a series of inexplicable events. A group of young girls, caught in the throes of fits and convulsions, cried out in pain and anguish. Their contorted bodies and eerie screams sent chills down the spines of the townspeople who were desperate for answers. The girls began to speak in strange tongues, prophesying doom and pointing accusing fingers at individuals from the community whom they claimed were tormenting them. This bizarre spectacle quickly became a source of widespread fear and suspicion. Amongst the afflicted were the daughters of Reverend Samuel Parris, a prominent religious figure in Salem. Their strange behavior not only baffled medical practitioners, but also sparked a wave of hysteria that swept through the town like wildfire. Rumors began to circulate, weaving tales of witchcraft and satanic influence. The fragile fabric of the community started to unravel as neighbors turned on one another, consumed by the belief that they might be next to fall prey to the supposed curse. In this climate of escalating fear, the authorities took drastic measures to curb the growing panic. Accusations flew thick and fast, tearing families and friendships apart. Lives were uprooted as individuals were charged with the crime of witchcraft. Their reputations and livelihoods shattered in an instant. The once close-knit community became a battleground of accusations, suspicion, and dread. In the midst of this chaos, the lives of three sisters, Rebecca Nurse, Mary Easty, and Sarah Cloyce, took a terrifying turn. Their peaceful existence was shattered, replaced by a nightmare of persecution and fear. Rebecca Nurse was a woman of deep faith and unwavering strength. She was a pillar of the Salem community, respected and admired by all who knew her. Her life was rooted in the teachings of Christianity, and she was known for her piety and righteousness. However, her strong religious beliefs would become a catalyst for her downfall. In the eyes of her accusers, Rebecca's refusal to bend to their expectations were twisted into accusations of witchcraft. In a society where women were often expected to be silent and submissive, her assertiveness made her a target rather than a role model. Shaped by her deep faith, Rebecca became a symbol of resilience in the face of adversity, standing firm in her convictions and refusing to abandon her beliefs. even when the pressure was at its highest. Mary Easty, Rebecca's sister, was well loved in the community for her kindness and compassion. She was like a warm hug to everyone around her. But when she fiercely defended Rebecca, the accusers twisted her loyalty, seeing it as manipulative and dark. Being related to a now convicted witch didn't help her case either. Then there was Sarah Cloyce, the youngest of the three sisters. Sarah had this incredible, vibrant spirit and a heart that just radiated kindness. Unfortunately, in a time when fear and paranoia ruled the day, it didn't take long for the townsfolk to connect her to her accused sister. The mass hysteria was palpable. People were so quick to point fingers, driven by a mix of fear and superstition, that Sarah's name was thrown into the mix without a second thought. In a community gripped by fear, their trials became a spectacle, their words scrutinized, and their every move watched with suspicion. Yet through it all, their courage and determination remained steadfast. They stood side by side, offering each other support and strength in the face of unimaginable adversity. Despite their innocence, these sisters faced a tragic fate. Rebecca Nurse and Mary Easty were convicted and executed on July 19th and September 22nd, 1692, respectively. Their pleas for justice fell on deaf ears as fear and prejudice gripped the community, leading to their unjust punishment. The vibrant lives they once led were cut short, leaving a legacy of sorrow and injustice. However, their sacrifice became a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Their unwavering belief in their innocence and refusal to confess falsely turned them into martyrs for justice. Sarah Cloyce, the youngest sister, was the last to be accused. As public sentiment began to shift and people started to realize that innocent, respected individuals were being condemned, her case coincided with a growing backlash against the trials. Her husband, Peter, was incredibly active in defending her, tirelessly petitioning for justice and rallying support from the community. He worked diligently to highlight the absurdity of the accusations against her, hoping to sway public opinion. On the day of her sister's execution, fear gripped Sarah's heart. She understood the chilling fate that awaited those accused. Yet, she faced her circumstances with a mix of anxiety and hope. The tide was slowly turning, and the community began to question the validity of the trials. In a remarkable turn of events, Sarah was spared execution. The growing awareness of the injustice surrounding the trials played a crucial role in her survival. The voices of dissent grew louder, leading to a re-evaluation of the proceedings. Sarah's innocence, coupled with the public's changing attitudes, ultimately saved her from the gallows. While Rebecca and Mary faced their fate with dignity and grace, Sarah was left to navigate a world forever altered by loss. The memory of her sisters haunted her, but she also carried the weight of their legacy, becoming a symbol of hope and resilience in a time of darkness. As the years passed, Sarah's life bore the scars of the Salem Witch Trials. She became a recluse, shunning the company of others and retreating into a world of solitude. She struggled to come to terms with the horrific events she had witnessed and the injustice her sisters had endured. Her once vibrant spirit dimmed, replaced by a profound sadness and regret. It was later said that Rebecca and Mary would appear in Sarah's dreams. According to these accounts, they came seeking solace and closure. They spoke to her of their peace in the afterlife and urged her to move forward with her life, to find happiness and meaning despite the tragedy that had befallen them. These dream encounters offered Sarah a sense of comfort, a way to connect with her sisters beyond the grave. They were a reminder of their enduring bond and a source of strength for Sarah as she navigated the challenges that lay ahead. However, there's a darker side to this narrative that is important to acknowledge. Just like Sarah's dreams offered her solace, the fears and insecurities of communities can be manipulated, often leading to devastating consequences. Think about it. Modern-day misinformation campaigns exploit people's biases, fear-mongering to create divisions. This is particularly evident in how outspoken women or marginalized groups are targeted, often portrayed as threats to societal norms. When communities are fed lies that play on their deepest fears, it creates an environment of mistrust and hostility. Many are left searching for truth in a sea of confusion. The dangers of this manipulation are real, and it's crucial for us to be aware of how easily fear can be weaponized against those who dare to speak out. It's important to do your own research and look for the source of information to verify its credibility rather than allowing fear to dictate our perceptions. Love what you just watched? Then you're in for a treat. Check out these other awesome videos popping up on your screen right now. And hey, don't forget to smash that subscribe button so you never miss out on our latest content.